Hey, Oliva. I've been thinking about some stuff recently. I don't think I really need you anymore. It's not like I can rely on my older sister forever. I think that I'm getting a little too old to have you taking care of me like you have been. Come and pick it up so that we can get you moved out of the apartment.
What? What?
From today, I think it's probably best that you stop associating with me altogether. Let me try to put it simply. Please don't try and contact me again, Oliva. I went ahead and packed up all of your stuff for you. I haven't put it all out near the door for you when you're off of work. It shouldn't be that difficult. I've done most of the work for you.
What do you mean? Hold on a second, Emma. What do you mean not to contact you anymore?
Like I said, I don't need you anymore. I'm thankful for what you've done for me up until now, I really am. I get that it was probably pretty difficult for you to be without Mom around. But I'm at a good age to start acting on my own now. I don't need you with me anymore. If anything, I think you might just get in the way of my goals from here on out. So please just listen to what I'm saying and leave me alone.
And why do I have to move out? Wait a minute. Are you being serious right now, Emma? Why are you acting like this? You're a completely different person.
You're not gonna like this, but that was mostly just an act. It's kind of just pretending that I liked being around you. This is how I really am, so you'd better get used to it.
What happened to the kind little sister that I thought I'd had all this time?
I mean, think about it logically for a second. It was more beneficial for me to pretend to be a good little sister and get on your good side. All I had to do was keep a smile on my face and not cause any problems. Finally, it worked, and you even paid for my college tuition. If I started acting out, then things probably wouldn't have gone as smoothly for me. Pretending to be a good kid was my best option.
Wait. Just 1 second. So let me get this straight. Up until now, you're saying that you've just been acting all of these years? That all the time I thought things were going well between us, you were just pretending?
Now you're getting it. That's exactly what I was doing. But I'm dropping out of college, so I don't really need you to help pay for that anymore. I decided that I'm just going to get married and be a housewife. That's why I'm saying that I don't need you anymore, because I really don't. In fact, I plan on staying with my boyfriend in our current apartment. I really need you to leave.
What? Did you say that you're dropping out of college and you already have plans to get married? Where is all of this coming from? You haven't talked about any of this with me.
I only started going to college because you. I'm not even good at school stuff, so what's the point in going? It's a waste of time. I only did it because you were paying for it. But then I met my new boyfriend, and you know what he told me? He said I didn't have to go if I didn't want to. I could just become his wife and he'd do all of the work. You have to admit that's a lot easier than going to college.
You're kidding me, right?
He may be a little old for me. Actually, he's older than you are. He is 32. But he's the son of a successful businessman and wants to have a serious relationship with me. We've already made up our minds about getting married later on.
Really, Emma? You're only 20 and you're going to get married to a 32-year-old man. Do you not realize how that looks? How do you not see that a 12-year age gap is a problem? Why you trust him easily with your future? He may say that he'll be there for you, but what if things don't work out? Listen to me, Emma. No matter what you do, you really need to finish school. The bachelor's degree will give you more opportunities in the future. I know that your education isn't everything, but it'll give you something to fall back on in the future.
Huh? I've already talked to my advisor about dropping my classes. It's kind of too late now. Anyway, I've already decided that I'm going to be his wife. What's the point in going to school anymore if I already know that I won't need it? I already know what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life.
You don't know that. You never know what could happen.
Whatever, we've already been discussing our future together. We just want to live together for some time before we get married. But my boyfriend's somewhat busy, so he won't really have much time to go look for a place for us. He wants to save up for our wedding, so we can't really go out and spend that much money on renting a new place right now. I was trying to think of the easiest way for us to live together as soon as possible without causing him any trouble. And it came to me that I can just get you to move out, then the two of us can live in this apartment.
What?
Well, it wasn't actually my idea. It was Mom's. I am just glad that she was finally helpful for once after all of this time. Her plan is kind of genius. Everything should work out as long as you don't try to cause any trouble.
Mom? Is this her idea? What does she have to do with us? It's been years since Mom left us.
About that, she's been talking to me in secret for a little bit. Yeah, I guess this is the first time that I'm telling you about her coming back. She came to see me when I graduated high school. We've been talking again since then.
Why didn't I know about this, Emma?
Why would I have told you? Anyway, she's been kind of helpful since we started talking. I told her about my BF too, and she's been giving me some really good advice. That's how she ended up helping me come up with the idea to kick you out of the apartment. Now I won't have to worry about finding somewhere else to stay. We can just take over paying the rent here. I guess it's the quickest option. I should be able to have him move in as soon as you're gone.
Why are you even listening to whatever Mom has to say? Do you not remember anything about what she did to us back when you were a kid? She abandoned us when you were still in elementary school, and I was still in high school right after Dad died in that car accident. How can you go on talking to her like nothing ever happened? I get that she must have been overwhelmed with everything that was going on. But that's no excuse for a mother to abandon her own children and to take all of Dad's stuff and his savings with her. What a pitiful excuse of a woman. How can you even see her as our mom anymore?
Do you really have to be so mean about it? She's still our mother no matter what she may have done in the past. Everyone goes through hard times like that in their life, you know. She couldn't think of any option but to just run away and leave her troubles behind. It's a normal thing. Don't you think you should try to forgive her even a little bit? She'll always be your mom whether you like it or not.
After everything that her leaving has put me through over the past few years? I don't think you're aware of the severity of what she did to us. Think about it, Emma. She ran off without us, with the stuff that Dad worked for, with the money Dad was saving up for us. She left us with nothing to fend for ourselves in one of, if not the worst time of our lives. I'll never forgive her for what she did. I don't see how you can.
Come on, Oliva. Why do you have to be so closed-minded? I forgive her whether you do or not. That's why I'm going to be inviting her to my wedding soon.
Your wedding? Are you being serious?
Well, I mean, we're already about to be living together. The sooner we make it official, the better anyway. I'm for sure going to be inviting Mom to our wedding.
Emma, you're sure to invite that woman after what she did?
And since you're going to be like this, how about you don't attend? I think that your being there would just make things awkward.
What do you mean? So you plan on inviting your mom who abandoned you and outright disappeared over your sister who raised you in her place? How does that make sense?
I mean, wouldn't it be kind of awkward? Do I really want everyone around me to know about my past like that? If everyone knew about Mom and how you took care of me, it'd just make others think poorly of me. So I'd much rather just continue on normally like Mom was the one who raised me. That's what my BF thinks went down too. I didn't really want to tell him about everything that happened. So at this point, it's kind of more convenient to keep it that way. He doesn't even know that you exist.
To be honest, are you joking? Acting like nothing ever happened with Mom is one thing, but to pretend that I don't even exist. Don't you think that you're taking things a little too far?
Like I said, thanks for all of the sacrifices that you've made to raise me. I really don't need you anymore. I'm finally going to be living with my boyfriend starting today. I'm going to be living with my BF, and that's all.
Okay, do whatever you want.
So please hurry up and move out. Thanks for understanding. Please don't come back. Thanks for moving out for us. Did you get the picture that I sent you earlier? We bought a bunch of new furniture and the apartment is looking better than it ever did. It looks super classy now.
I know. I see that you replaced all of the old furniture and appliances.
My lovely boyfriend wanted to go ahead and freshen the place up. I mean, it was thanks to me that we were able to save so much on finding an apartment.
I see. Thank goodness, you decided to go out with such a wonderful 32-year-old man.
As long as things keep on at this rate, I think that we'll be able to get married by the end of the year. It's kind of romantic in here with just the two of us. It's not impossible that we'll even have a kid together sooner rather than later. If that happens, then we'll definitely be getting married this year.
You seem to really be enjoying yourself, Emma. In the apartment that your older sister and guardian found with your almost middle-aged boyfriend. I'm glad that you're happy, I guess, no matter how stupid I think you're being right now.
I'd rather be stupid and happy than to be the idiot that gave up everything to raise their little sister only to get left behind. But that's just me, you know. If you like wasting your life on others, then I won't stop you. Imagine working to pay for your sister's college tuition just to get cut off. And then getting kicked out of your own home on top of that.
Are you in any position to feel bad for me? Whose fault is that the things ended up like this? I'm not saying that you need to return the favor for everything that I've done. But the least you could have done is show a little bit of appreciation and not backstab me like you did.
I never asked for you to act like my mom. Why should I be grateful? It was your choice to take care of me. You're the one who decided to take responsibility when no one asked you to. Sister or not, I don't need someone so shameless in my life. I'm going to use our time together to nurture our love so that we can take things to the next level. Luckily, we have an apartment to live together in.
That sounds like such a foolproof future plan. Too bad you only have one more month in that apartment before you're forcefully evicted.
What? It seems that you have quite a few valuable items.
That might be a problem with whatever movers you might want to hire. You may just need to move everything on your own. I'm sure it won't be easy, but with the two of you, it shouldn't be a problem.
Wait a second. What do you mean? Why do we have to leave the apartment all of a sudden?
Because the lease is expiring. Maybe you should have thought about that, since you're the one still living there. I decided not to renew our lease there. Well, I wasn't planning on staying there anymore. I guess I just never got around to telling you about my new plans. Remember, you are going to have to start taking classes at the main university campus once you started your junior year. My workplace is closer to that area anyway, so I was planning on moving both of us over there. That way you wouldn't have to drive an hour to get to school. I wasn't really sure whether or not it was worth moving. But I decided it was probably for the best at the very last second.
Knock it off. You just want to mess with me because I kicked you out, don't you? You're just trying to use that as an excuse to get back at me.
Does it really matter? Either way, you're the one who kicked me out for no reason. This wouldn't have happened to you otherwise, you brought it upon yourself?
You're terrible. Who does something like this to their own sister? Quit acting so childish. You get a little mad so you have to try and pull off a stunt like this? Whatever, it's not like it affects me anyway. I'm just going to call the landlord and get the lease renewed. And I'll get it signed under my boyfriend's name, then the apartment will really be ours.
That's not going to be possible, Emma. There's no way that the landlord is going to accept your request. You may as well give up now.
Why would they not accept? It's not like they care as long as they get their money.
Because I'm the landlord.
What? Really, Oliva?
That's what I was working so hard for even while I was taking care of you. I'm giving you the necessary amount of time to get your things packed up and out. Please make sure to move out by the end of the month. I'd recommend you go ahead and get started. The apartment is under my name at the moment and I'm the landlord at this apartment.
Hold on! What do you mean? So you're saying that you own this apartment?
So you don't have any right to complain. Just to make sure that we'd always have somewhere to go. I couldn't really afford to pay for an entire house, but after a lot of saving up, I was able to buy this building. I bought it so that you would always have a place to stay. I didn't want to always worry about rent and risk us getting evicted.
Why didn't I know about any of this? How could you possibly have afforded it?
I was friends with the old owner. She understood our situation and wanted to help us out. So she sold it to me for a super low price. But I never would have thought that I'd get kicked out of my own place like this. Once you guys are out, I guess I'll just start renting out the room to someone else. That'll be better for me anyway. It'll just be more money in my pocket.
You can't do this to us. Our keeping this apartment was to save money, and now you're just going to kick us out with a 1-month warning. Whatever. I'll just talk with my BF and get him to fix this. It's not like I have much to do right now since I quit college. So I'll go find somewhere for us to stay. You're forgetting how much money that he has. I'm sure we'll end up living somewhere 10 times better than this place.
Oh, I forgot to tell you something. I have hired a detective to investigate your boyfriend. It turns out he already has a fiancée and they're getting married next year. So you didn't mean anything to him.
What? What are you talking about?
I don't know if he keeps a secret so well if you're so naive. I think he was young and dumb and was an easy target for him to cheat.
I don't believe you. You're not telling the truth.
Did he said to you that he's busy that day?
Yeah, he has a business trip.
No, Emma. In fact, he's going on a vacation with his fiancée in Europe. I have seen his fiancée's Instagram post today, and you can check it.
Why he did that to me? I love him with all my heart.
He just sees you as his toy. He plays you for fun, and nothing more. All his money is from the fiancée. Without her, he's just a poor guy. You see, he was lying in the first place.
God. He's really the worst of the worst. I thought that I was going to be his stay-at-home wife. I quit college for him.
Okay, now that you know everything. But that doesn't change the fact that I need you out this month. Please go ahead and start getting your stuff together and ready to move out.
Really? You're still going to treat me like this? I don't even have a boyfriend anymore to rely on. Can we just go back to living together like we were before? I know that I said some terrible things to you. I'm so sorry. I'm so proud of what you've done for me.
No, Emma. I've never forgotten what you did. You never see me as your sister, but a woman giving you the money and place to live. I need to teach you a lesson. So, get your stuff quickly. By now.
Hey. What are you doing? The house is totally a mess, don't you know? The kitchen and bathroom sinks are full of mildew. You haven't washed the dishes yet. People using it. When are you going to come back home and start getting the chores around the house done?
Mom, I'm just trying to get some rest. Don't you remember I'm pregnant? I'm at my parents' now. It's like an hour away from back home. I can't go back right now.
Are you talking me back now? I'll teach you a lesson. Is being pregnant a disease? Are you disabled or sick? So if you get sick, what you're telling me is that you can't do anything on your own and have to be babied? You should be moving around more because of the fact that you're about to give birth. That's how people give birth easily, by exercising and moving around. Don't just lay on bed all day long. You've never had a kid yet, so listen to the person who's already had 3 kids. Because I know more than you. And what do you mean you're at your parents'? Don't play with me, Ruby. When did you have a place to go called your parents'? So now your sister is your parent? When did things become that way?
Well, Emily. It's just a figure of speech. She's my only blood. And she pretty much is what I call back home now.
It's the same thing with your sister too. Shouldn't she tell you that you should go and rest up with your in-laws instead of going and bugging her? But she's the one that wanted to take care of you until you give birth. How silly it is. As if she's trying to show off that you guys really don't have parents. You should know that it's rude and inconvenient to take away someone else's daughter-in-law like that. Because now what are we supposed to do? The house is all messed up and she's just gonna watch the chaos happen?
That's enough, Emily. Now you're gonna drag my sister into your slander and disrespect her as if it wasn't enough doing it to me? There's no reason why my sister should be hearing these disgusting comments from you.
Who are you defending right now? You've got married and she's not your family anymore. You're ours now, she has nothing to do with you anymore. And if she knows that, she should have already stepped away from this whole thing. But she went as far as to take you away from the house. How's this normal? What does she know about resting up anyway? She's too young and inexperienced for that.
Emily, my sister already has 2 kids and she's a mom too, just like you. And if anything, she's done a better job at taking care of her health than whatever you've been doing when it comes to this matter.
Stop talking nonsense, Ruby. Get back home right now. You need to clean the house and make some food for us to eat. We don't know when the kid is gonna come out, it could be any time now. So make sure you focus on the curtains, bed sheets, windows, and toilets. Clean them all. And don't forget about the stew that I want you to make. You can make a pot of it and stick it in the refrigerator for us to eat later. Your father-in-law doesn't like not having some sort of vegetable to eat for every meal. So be sure to make different sides with vegetables. Oh, while you're at it, go ahead and use that frozen seafood up in the freezer so we can get rid of it. You should be doing all of this on your own, Ruby. I shouldn't have to tell you to do everything. Do I really need to take my time with all of this? What is it that you can do on your own? You're really good for nothing. There's a ton of stuff to get done at home. But you want to lay around at your sister's house and do nothing and be lazy all day. Anyway, get back to the house. I'm ordering you, Ruby.
Mom, let me tell you that I'm just not gonna be able to do all of that, even if I were to go back home now. I wouldn't be able to do it all today. I've been feeling some pain in my abdomen because the baby's been weighing me down low. And I have no idea when my water might break. If you care about the child inside of my stomach at least a little bit, please don't tell me to do chores right now.
How convenient using your pregnancy as an excuse to get out of literally anything, Ruby. If you feel pain, then you feel pain. It's normal for water to break to give birth and feel pain. Do you think that you are going to keep the baby in your stomach forever? What are you going to call yourself a mom when you're too scared of your water breaking and want to use it as an excuse to get out of things?
That's not what I meant to say. Why are you twisting everything I say?
I don't want to hear anything from you, Ruby. If I don't see you come back home and take care of the house, you'll know what's coming for you. I don't need a lazy daughter-in-law like you. You can't even do the basics. I'm gonna make you get a divorce.
Oh, really? I guess I'm getting a divorce. So be it. I was getting sick and tired of you anyway.
What did you just say? Do you really think that you'll be able to take care of a newborn by yourself after getting divorced? You must be out of your mind. It is being able to spend someone else's hard-earned money to eat nice meals and sleep under a sturdy roof, isn't it? You're going to finally realize how stupid you were when you end up having to live under the bridge on boxes and eating rotten food.
I was just going to listen to what you had to say, but it's starting to actually get on my nerves.
I'm not gonna forgive you even if you come back later bawling your eyes out and begging for forgiveness.
Is this the 12th century? Who lives like this anymore? I can't believe that an evil mother-in-law like you still exists in this time and age. It just doesn't make sense.
What? What? Are you saying that yourself, or have you finally gone mad? How dare you talk like that to your mother-in-law? Get your slick behind over here and get down on your knees and apologize to me. Hurry up, Ruby.
What are you even talking about? What makes you think that I even want to beg for forgiveness? Look, old lady. You treat my sister like a slave and look down on me all the time. I don't know if your son marry a wife if you want to hire an unpaid housemaid? I believe that's the latter. Because of the fact that our parents passed away early in our lives, you always call me an orphan. Is that a way to entertain yourself? You're always saying all these horrible things to me. I've been getting treated like dirt, and now I won't let this happen anymore.
What? Are you insane, Ruby? I'm teaching you, as my daughter-in-law, how to become an actual good daughter-in-law. I just do the best for you. You are now in our family, so you're under my control.
No, Emily. You're gonna make me get a divorce? Cool. That is the best for me now. When is a good time for filing for divorce? I'll be needing some rest after I give birth, so maybe we should get it started now before it happens too late? I'm fine with it happening literally tomorrow. So maybe send your son over so we can take care of this matter.
What did you just say? How dare you say that to me? The time getting divorced is in my decision. You can't get involved, this is my business. It has nothing to do with you, and you have no right at all. If you're really that bored, how about you go ahead and come over here, make some food, clean the house up? Or you can ask for your sister help. Let come over every 2 days and be our cleaning lady while you're resting. Once you can get these things done, I'll stop bothering you. How does that sound, Ruby?
Do you know that what you're doing is inhumane and bothersome? Were you raised on a farm? What is this that you're doing right now? Being all rude, dehumanizing me, treating me like a slave. Did you grow up being taught that it was okay to do that to other people? Or did nobody tell you what's right and wrong? If so, there's no surprise when you're acting like this.
What did you say to me? How dare you? I'm your mother-in-law. Your parents didn't teach you how to talk with the older? Oh, that's right, an orphan never knows that. So let me teach you. I tried to show you some respect, because after all you're still my in-law. But you want to treat me like garbage. So are you saying that you're fine with your divorce?
I told you that I'm completely on the same page with you. My husband can't protect me from a cruel woman, so why do I need him anymore? So let's get on. Do you not understand English or something? Why are you making me repeat myself?
You're going to regret talking to me like that.
Don't talk to me anymore. It's not funny, and honestly, it's pathetic that you aged backward like this. Stop it now.
Did my son go over to your place? Tell him to get back here now. How dare you to take my son away from me? Before I head over there myself and destroy everything in sight, hurry up and convince him to come back here. You understand?
Emily, I just gave birth 4 days ago. I'm taking a break.
I have nothing more to say or talk about with you. Tell my son to get back home now.
Is it really that hard for you to show some respect around here? You are always being so rude, Emily. Stop showing off how uneducated you are and please start talking with a bit more esteem.
What? What are you saying? I guess you need a lesson.
By the way, I don't think your son is gonna go back home. At least not anymore.
What?
Because I didn't speak a word about you bullying me, he had no idea what was going on behind the doors. I saw that you acted extremely differently when Isaac was around. So you're gonna do the two-faced thing? When he's not around, you act like the world's greatest mom and mother-in-law to be alive. How did you become such a barbaric person like that, Emily? This is all coming back to you for everything that you've done. It says it all when your own son that you gave birth to wants to cut ties with you.
What? My son is cutting ties with me? How?
Yes, at least that's what he told me. You better get ready.
There's no way he'd actually do or say something like that. It must have been you that brainwashed him. Whatever, tell him answer my phone call. He should be able to believe me if I explain everything to him.
I've recorded all of our conversation. And he told me that he can't see you as his mother anymore. He decided this on his own. He wants to protect his wife and his newborn child.
What? How do I know that the kid is actually my son's child? I realize that you wear makeup when going outside without my son. Sometimes I see you come back home a little later than usual. You must be seeing another guy.
You are kidding, right? Just because I come home late doesn't mean I cheat on my husband. And I want to take care of myself. I want my appearance to be gentle when going outsides. That's why I wear makeup. Unlike me, you're just an old and grumpy woman. No one wants to make friend with you.
You!
No one wants to make friend with you. I've been putting up with you since day one. So I don't have to tolerate anymore. I know that you have no friends. And no one cares about you when you're going out. So you choose me as a place where you leave off steam. Poor me. Why don't I realize that sooner? So stop it here. I don't want to see you get any lower than you are at now.
You must have made up all the things about me. Give the phone to my son. Right now.
I have to tell you that's such a useless thing in the world. Your son is not robot. You can't expect he'll do whatever you tell. He knows what's right and wrong. You manipulate him so well, Emily. But he's not your son anymore. He's my husband.
Okay, you succeed in brainwashing my son. You two mustn't come back my house again. Let's see how are you two doing in the future.
Are you out of your mind, Emily? What's your house? You moved into living with me right after the wedding. I bought that house for me and my husband.
Whatever. I'm not going anywhere.
Right, you can stay. I know I can't force you to go just by words. So I come up with an idea. But I've just sold that house for a new owner. They are coming to renovate the house. Don't you think they let you stay, Emily?
What the heck are you saying? You sold that house?
Yeah. I have the right because I'm the owner.
But what about the furniture and stuffs?
I don't care. You can bring or sell it for some else to earn some money. I and my husband will live with my sister now. We never come back to that house.
Hold on a second, Ruby. I know I'm so wrong now. I regret what I've done. This old woman is begging you for your forgiveness. I don't want to come back the countryside. I'm afraid of living a poor life again.
Huh? Yeah, when you live in my house, you are like a queen. But how I can do now, I sold my house already.
Over the years, I've come to realize that I've treated you unfairly. As if you were nothing more than a servant in this household. I want to sincerely apologize for my behavior. I've come to understand the depth of the pain I've caused you. You've been a lovely daughter-in-law. I failed to recognize your worth beyond household chores and responsibilities. I see now that I have taken you for granted. You must be feeling unappreciated and constantly burdened.
What? How you can be two-faced like that?
No, Ruby. I'm telling what I think. I regret now. I've also realized that my behavior stemmed from the fear of losing control as my role in the family shifted. I now see that our relationship can be so much more than that. I want to be a mother figure to you, a confidant, and a friend.
Okay, you should have become a director. Your words is so incredible. But I don't change my mind. For what you've done to me, I can't forgive you.
Please, Ruby.
Don't you think your faults are easily forgiven?
I know, but no one doesn't make mistake. I believe if you forgive me, we can go back like we used to be.
It's so ridiculous, my great mother. We used to be in a relationship between master and servant. Nothing's happy here. You must be out of your mind, Emily. I have to rest now. My headache is coming back. I don't want to waste my time talking with you. So never contact me or my husband again.
Please, Ruby. Ruby.
We cut ties with my mother-in-law and now we're on our own. I started to live in a rather small house, but having a rather blessed life. A much better life and looks quite rejuvenated. It makes me feel better. Emily would never know how to treat another human being with respect. And she needs to take what she deserved.
Hello, Ruby. My name is Iris and I am Lily's homeroom teacher. I have an important matter to discuss with you. Do you have time right now?
How did you get my contact information?
I have your phone number listed as Lily's emergency contact, so that's how I can text you here.
Then would it be better to call me directly?
No, I believe it would be better to discuss this here via text message rather than calling you on the school phone. It's about privacy issues. I cannot reach you by phone as it is reserved for emergency situations only.
Huh? Then this is not a good idea. You should not contact me here.
No problem. It's outside of school hours, so talking to you shouldn't be a problem.
I still don't understand exactly why you think it's appropriate to private message me like this. Your argument is not entirely in your favor.
It's okay, don't worry about it. Before that, I talked to Lily and one thing caught my attention.
Did something happen to her on her first day of school?
Well, looks like Lily doesn't have a dad. Right? I would like to discuss with you in more detail here.
Why? It is personal information. I have no obligation to share it.
So you don't want to discuss with me?
Please get straight to the point. Why are you asking me about such a thing? What's wrong with Lily's father not being present?
Well, if your dad isn't around, that means you're a single mom, right?
Yes, that is correct.
I'm sorry to say this, but our school does not accept students who grew up in single mother families.
Excuse me?
We worry about whether single mothers will be able to support their students, especially about tuition. And it is uncertain whether single mothers can adequately provide for their children's education. Our school is very famous. We are proud to serve honorable families in our community. Tuition is also known to be quite expensive. I believe that tuition fees can exceed the budget of single mothers.
I am completely speechless. Is this something a teacher should say? You're basically telling me to get out of this school, right? Just because I'm a single mom? You found my phone number just to tell me this?
Please stop. I am simply trying to explain the reality of things. If this was a problem that could be solved simply by discussion, that would be great, but the reality is different. It will be quite troublesome for us if you cannot pay the tuition fee.
I got it. So by your logic, there isn't a single student raised by a single mother in your entire school?
I'm not sure about that. This is my first time working as a homeroom teacher.
What? Are you serious? Then you were saying that you just graduated from school and have a teaching license?
Correct. Any problems?
Wow, I'm really speechless. You've only been a teacher for a year and you keep talking about all this stuff over and over. You really need to reevaluate yourself.
What do I need to reevaluate?
Isn't it obvious? You clearly despise single mothers.
Isn't it clear? I do not despise anyone. Like I said, I'm just trying to explain the reality of things to you. Our school will be difficult to handle for single mothers.
You're basically looking down on single moms. How is that not clear to you? Your attitude and words are as clear as day.
No, I really didn't mean to belittle you. I was raised by a single mother.
I find that hard to believe.
It's the truth. When I was young, we couldn't afford the school fees I wanted to attend. I spent most of my childhood and adolescence in poverty. I completely understand the hardships of single mothers. They really don't have any luxuries or spare time for themselves. But one day, my mother finally remarried. Since then, my life has changed.
Okay, I understand.
Because I was finally able to have a father in my life, I was able to enjoy life to the fullest. That's why I tell you about this. It is because of my own experiences that I want to give you a warning first.
I understand what you are saying. Is your name Iris? Let me think about it for a bit and I'll get back to you.
Thank you for your understanding.
Principal Jasmine? Can I talk to you?
You don't have to call me Principal Jasmine. No need to be so formal. Anyway, how can I help you?
I want to talk to you about one of your teachers, Iris.
Oh, that's right, the new hire, right? What's happening?
Are you the one who decided to hire her?
That's right. Did something happen between the two of you?
Correct. She just told me that my daughter should drop out of school now.
What? Why is she telling you that?
She said it was because I was a single mother. It is clear in her world that single mothers cannot adequately provide for their children. She said I wouldn't be able to pay the tuition. No matter how you looked at it, there was no way this woman was a teacher. I have never met anyone as rude and arrogant as this woman.
I'm so sorry. This is my error. I overlooked this aspect of her and should have been more careful.
No, it's okay. I'm not here to blame you or anything. I understand you have to interview a lot of candidates, so mistakes will happen. Either way, I want you to fire her immediately. You can do that, right?
Fire her? I get it. Can I ask you something? Did she tell you all this in person?
No, she sent me a private message. She must have found my number listed as Lily's emergency contact number.
That is completely against the school rules. Even if it's not a rule, this is unprofessional. I will investigate this and take immediate action. She will be fired.
She's pretty confident in herself that she won't be punished for texting me privately. I'm glad this problem came up sooner rather than later. If we don't realize this, she's been with the students for a whole year. Who knows what could happen?
Exactly. I completely agree with you. I'm so sorry about all of this. I will take responsibility.
Like I said, it's not your fault. Don't blame yourself.
No, as the principal, and especially the person who decided to hire her, this is my responsibility. I will share what happened with my colleagues to make sure this doesn't happen again. It can take up to a week to complete all disciplinary proceedings, so.
It's okay. You have really changed a lot since we first met. I miss the days when you were really a different person.
All thanks to you, of course I was able to improve myself in many different ways. And as principal, I really need to be able to take care of my school responsibly.
I'm glad you feel strongly about this. Let's talk again later. I look to you. Thanks for waiting, Iris.
Oh? Did you make your decision? That is very fast.
Well, it was a simple decision.
Well, I'm glad you think so. We cannot allow a student to come to our school without the ability to pay tuition. Consider a public school. It will be better financially for you.
You probably don't know this, but I'm the president of the school.
What?
Let me say it again, I am the president of this school.
No, you are not. The president has a different last name than you. Are you a scammer? That's pretty obvious.
I am currently using my maiden name.
Your maiden name? When did you change it?
After my husband passed away, I decided to go back to using my maiden name. But my name doesn't change in the field, so that's why you see something different.
That's interesting. Maybe I've heard something similar before.
I also gave a speech to all the faculty before the opening day. You must have not noticed anything.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, really?
I'm so sorry. I really have no opinion. I'm so sorry. I take back everything I said.
You think it's over just because you apologized and took back your words? There's no way to end things so easily. I'm impressed that you even think you can end things quickly.
No, that's not what I mean.
Do you want to explain? How do you plan to retract your words exactly? How will you show responsibility for your actions?
I was very rude to you, so I want to apologize.
So when you don't know about my position, don't you think that's rude?
Of course not. I did not mean that.
Let me ask you again. How do you plan to take responsibility for your actions?
I truly believe that what I have said is extremely inappropriate and unprofessional.
Do you think they are not suitable just for me or in general?
They are not suitable for everyone in general. I shouldn't have said things like that.
So why would you say something like that in the first place?
That's because I recently had a similar situation with a single mother. That's why I felt the need to mention something like that.
Just because someone is a single mom doesn't mean you have the right to make such comments. You really don't understand anything. You're fired.
What? I got fired.
Correct. Don't make me repeat. Why are you so surprised? I think the results are already pretty clear.
But getting fired for something like this. Why did you fire me? Was it because I said something rude?
No, it's because you used the student's emergency contact number for personal reasons. This is a serious violation of school rules. We cannot have a teacher breaking such rules. I cannot trust you to take care of the children properly.
I think you are exaggerating the severity of this problem.
Also, you don't have the power to convince parents who may be in financial difficulty. That is none of your business. Your job is to teach and guide students, not follow everyone like a loan shark. Your comments are rude and you have blatantly belittled me for thinking that I cannot afford the tuition fees. There will be a disciplinary meeting, but the outcome will be the same. You're fired.
But I have a reason for my actions. I experienced being raised by a single mother. That's why I want to discuss them.
Yes, you already mentioned this.
I know, but I want to reiterate the fact that I can't go to the school I want. I worked extremely hard and finally got my teaching license. That has always been my dream. So why can't Lily afford to go to private school?
I understand your frustration, but are you jealous of my 6-year-old daughter? You, a grown woman, really need to reevaluate your choices in life.
But I wasn't as lucky as Lily growing up. I have to wear my old school uniform.
But even then, you can already become a teacher. It's great that you've worked hard towards your goal.
It is true that I worked very hard to achieve my goal. But since I couldn't afford most things growing up, getting a decent education was difficult. I can't afford to go down the normal route of going to college and getting a degree. It was extremely difficult for me. I worked hard every day just to try to get where I am. What about Lily?
Yes, now I understand why you would be ridiculously jealous of a 6-year-old. You are not mature at all. Are you still at school?
Huh? Yes, I'm still at school.
Please leave the school immediately. If you try to stay, I will call security.
What? But why?
I think it's pretty clear. You've just started working at the school, so you don't have to do much for a break from teaching. There is nothing for you to pass on to your replacement. You also do not need to notify your students. Please leave.
Are you listening to anything I say?
Yes, but that doesn't change the fact that you will be fired immediately.
Do you know how hard I worked trying to get my teaching license? To get to where I'm working right now?
I heard. It has nothing to do with my final decision. Principal Jasmine has been my friend for a long time. She also has a similar background. She grew up in poverty and suddenly lost her mother when she was in middle school.
What?
But she also worked hard, working part-time jobs while studying to become a teacher. She is one of the hardest working people I have ever met. She entered college on a scholarship, graduated with honors, and is now finally a principal. Unlike you, she never tried to brag about how hard she worked. She never asked for pity. She just looks forward and works tirelessly for her dream of becoming an excellent teacher.
But I'm not trying to brag.
I know that everyone has their own circumstances. Of course, it makes no sense to try to compare who worked harder or who had a tougher childhood. But the fact that you are comparing yourself and being jealous of a 6-year-old is a shameful thing. Everyone at school works harder than you. Don't try to put yourself in a pitiful situation.
I'm so sorry.
Now if you understand, please leave the school now.
Hello, Mrs. Ruby. I am Iris. It's been a long time since we last spoke.
Are you still using your student emergency contacts to contact parents? I'm amazed by your audacity. It sounds like you haven't thought about your actions for the past 6 months.
I'm so sorry. But there is one thing I really want to discuss with you, and I have no other way to contact you. Is it true that I have been blacklisted by all schools in this area?
Exactly.
Why? No matter what school I applied to, I couldn't even make it past the resume round. Please don't tell me you told all the other schools why I was fired.
Exactly.
But why are you saying all that?
Do you have any other questions? Otherwise, our conversation is over.
I beg you, please. I don't have anything other than my teaching license. If I can't get a job as a teacher, what else should I do in life? I can't be banned from being a teacher.
What are you talking about? You are not limited to finding other jobs. There are a lot of people out there with teaching licenses who end up being successful in other disciplines. You have a college degree and you are still young. I am sure you will have a suitable job.
How do you even have the qualifications and authority to do such a thing? How can you simply decide how someone is going to live their life?
Oh my God. Sometimes you say really interesting things. It came from someone who judged me and tried to teach me how to live my life. Then, Iris hit a roadblock in her educational career. She finds a part-time job at a school, but things quickly go awry when she becomes jealous of her colleagues. She is eventually fired. After a while, she settled into a job completely unrelated to the education field. I actually feel a bit bad for her because of her false beliefs and sense of entitlement. But of course, there was no way I could overlook her actions, especially given my position on the education board. Hopefully there aren't any kids at her new workplace for her to be jealous of.
Hey Taylor. Can we talk?
Sure, what's up?
I wanted to talk to you about something. I don't know how to say this, but I really like you.
LOL. Liam, we've been friends for a while now, and I value our friendship. But I don't want anything more than that between us. I've told you so many times too, Liam.
I understand, but I can't help the way I feel about you.
We've been friends for a while now, and I value our friendship. But I don't want anything more than that between us.
Oh, come on Taylor, don't you feel anything when we're together? I know I do. I don't think Harold is right for you.
Liam, I'm sorry if I gave you the wrong impression, but I'm with Harold. He's my boyfriend and I love him very much. I have to be honest with you. I know you flirt with a lot of your friends' significant others, and I don't want to be a part of that.
What are you talking about? I don't flirt with everyone.
I've seen the way you act around some of our mutual friends and how you try to get close to their partners. It's not fair to them or to you.
I never meant to make anyone uncomfortable. I just thought it was harmless fun.
Well, it's not harmless if it makes people uncomfortable. And besides, I'm with Harold. You knew that before you even started flirting with me.
Come on, don't you think that just being with Harold will make you bored, and I can make you feel new, right? I guess I just hope that maybe you would feel the same way.
I'm sorry, Liam. But Harold and I are in love, and I don't want anything to come between us. We can still be friends, though.
Fine. I know I acted pretty scary, and that's not who I want to be.
Apology accepted, Liam. LOL.
Thanks. I just want you to know that I've decided to back off and give you some space. But I still want to hang out with all of our friends, if that's okay.
Of course, Liam. We're all still friends, and we enjoy hanging out together.
Great, because I'm throwing a party next weekend and I would love for you to come.
I don't know, Liam.
Come on, don't be such a party pooper. You need to loosen up a bit. Plus, I heard these girls have amazing bodies.
I'm not interested in going to a place just to ogle women, Liam. It's disrespectful.
What's disrespectful about it? They want attention, and we're just giving it to them. Besides, it's not like we're doing anything wrong.
That's not the point, Liam. It's objectifying and dehumanizing to treat people as mere objects for our own entertainment. And I'm tired of you always trying to pressure me into doing things I don't want to do.
Fine, fine. You're right. I shouldn't have pushed you. But let's at least grab a drink somewhere. My treat.
That's not necessary. And please stop commenting on other people's bodies. It's inappropriate and makes me uncomfortable.
All right. I hear you. Sorry if I offended you. Let's just hang out and catch up, then. How's work been treating you?
I'm not really comfortable with the way you talk about our female friends and objectify them.
What are you talking about? I don't do that.
You make comments about their bodies and ignore their other qualities, like their intelligence or personality. It's not respectful.
Oh, come on. They know I'm just joking around and having fun.
That's not the point, Liam. It's not okay to talk about people that way, even if you think it's harmless. And I don't want to be around it anymore.
Okay, I get it.
I hope you do, Liam. And I also hope that you don't pressure Harold or anyone else to act the same way you do. They should be able to respect women without feeling like they're missing out on something.
LOL. All right, I get it. But I have a secret about our mutual friend, Harold.
What? What is it? Why would Harold keep secrets from me? We've been together for 2 years.
Well, there are some things that Harold doesn't want you to know. But if you really want to know, I can tell you.
Of course I want to know. What kind of secrets would he keep from me?
I don't think it's my place to say, but let's just say that Harold has done some things in the past that he's not proud of.
What do you mean? What kind of things?
I can't say for sure, Taylor. I don't want to cause any trouble between you and Harold. But if you really want to know, I can tell you more.
Yes, please. I need to know what's going on.
Okay, well, Harold has had some issues with fidelity in the past. I don't know if he's still like that, but it's something that you should be aware of.
What? That can't be true. Harold loves me and he would never cheat on me.
I'm just telling you what I know, Taylor. I don't want you to get hurt. LOL. If you want to talk to Harold about it, that's up to you. Well, I found some old text messages between Harold and me from a few years ago.
What is it? Then, Liam gave the phone to Taylor Reed's text messages. Oh my God! Harold was talking about wanting to be with me but also wanting to pursue another girl because I'm too boring and just fit the role of a wife while this other girl is more exciting.
Yeah, I'm sorry you had to find out this way. But I thought you deserved to know the truth.
I can't believe he would say that about me. I thought we were happy together.
I'm sorry, Taylor.
But maybe it's time to reevaluate your relationship with Harold. Do you really want to be with someone who thinks of you that way? Yeah. I know. But it gets worse. They talked about how you weren't as attractive as the other girl but seemed like marriage material, and they even made fun of you for telling me off when we first met.
Wow, that's really rude and disrespectful.
Yeah, and then Harold started going on about how you had a high number of sexual partners, and he didn't usually like used goods, but he still thought it was worth it. It's pretty. LOL. Same me, right?
I can't believe he would say something like that. What else did they talk about?
After a while, the conversation turned into generic relationship stuff. Harold would mention how he couldn't come out because he had plans with you, and I talked about how fine I was.
And then what happened?
Well, Tom sent me a text with Facebook screenshots of a conversation he had with Hebe. Apparently, she's single now and interested in me. I didn't mention anything about being engaged, and she didn't ask either. She talked about the good times they had together and how she should have chosen Hebe becomes a new partner. What are you going to do?
I don't know, Liam. I still love Harold, and I don't want to lose Harold. But there's a part of me that wonders if I made the wrong choice. I love you. I know this is in the past. Maybe there will be some kind of misunderstanding. Maybe I'll forgive him and give him another chance.
Are you all right, Taylor?
Yeah, I probably won't text for a while.
Okay, fine.
6 months later.
Taylor, today is our engagement party. I'm very happy and thrilled that you said yes to my proposal.
I'm also very excited and happy to be getting married to you.
Just a few days left and we will become husband and wife. I hope you can choose a travel destination that you like because I respect your opinion.
Oh. Really? Thank you. I will try to find the best travel destination for us. But I have a question to know about you. Do you have anything hidden from me or any other thoughts?
No, I don't have any other thoughts. I just want everything to go according to plan and everyone to be happy. Please don't worry about anything. I will never deceive you, so please feel free to organize the wedding.
Thank you for showing me your trust and love. Hopefully there won't be anything hidden between us. I hope you understand this.
Taylor. Why do I think like that? Of course I have nothing to hide from you.
It's best to be.
Everything's fine. I just have a lot on my mind, That's all for you.
Okay, if you say so. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Actually, I was thinking we should start planning our next vacation. We've been talking about it for a while now, and I think we should start looking for some good destinations.
Where do you want to go?
I was thinking maybe somewhere with a beach, or maybe a national park where we can go hiking.
Okay, it's up to you. You just need to focus on this trip. 2 days before the wedding. Harold! I need you to explain the messages you sent to Hebe yesterday. I read them on Instagram.
Oh, that was a mistake on my part. I really wanted to send that message to you, but for some reason sent it to Hebe by mistake.
Oh, really? So why did you flirt with her over text and also message Liam to assess whether she's suitable or not while you're about to marry me? Do you consider me a joke to play with? Harold, you don't need to explain or make excuses for your deceitful actions. I read those messages and took screenshots of all of them.
So you know now?
Yes, and I don't need that. I feel disgusted after everything you have done and trying to justify your wrongdoing.
We can solve this situation very simply. Let's pretend we don't know about this story happening and continue with the wedding, okay?
You think I'm an idiot for you to control.
You're overthinking it, Taylor.
That's someone with mistakes someone else would say, right? I just had a feeling that something wasn't right, Harold. And I was right. I found out that you've been texting Hebe behind my back.
Silence.
Well, do you have anything to say for yourself? LOL.
Look, Taylor, I'm sorry. Hebe was just a substitute for you. I didn't mean to hurt you.
A substitute? Harold, I am the person you chose to marry and spend the rest of your life with. How could you do this to me? Am I someone who needs to be replaced by someone else?
I don't know. It's just complicated.
Complicated? There's nothing complicated about cheating on your partner, Harold. I feel sick to my stomach after everything you've done and how you're trying to justify it.
I understand if you need some time to process all of this. But please know that I love you and I will do whatever it takes to make things right between us.
I don't think there's anything left to make right, Harold. You broke my trust and disrespected me in ways that are irreparable. I can't even imagine being in the same room as you, let alone spending the rest of my life with you. Did you take advantage of our trip to go out with Hebe, am I right? After the honeymoon, you'll continue to go with her to other places to have fun together. I've seen everything in the messages, all the texts you exchanged with Hebe or your friends. Didn't you boast about having 2 choices? If this person is not suitable, there will be someone else to replace them.
Taylor, please. I know I messed up, but can't we work through this together? I promise to never hurt you again.
Is that really how you feel? Do you think I'm crazy or something? After all, we're in a relationship and getting married. This is not over for me. You're no different from your lousy friends. Judging people, saying one place is better, another is good. Never think of a wedding, it's pointless. Just go away. 1 month later. Hi Liam, is there something you want to talk about?
Hey Taylor, what's up?
I just wanted to thank you for showing me the true colors of Harold. I didn't expect you to help me like that.
No problem. I know how it feels when you discover something unusual. So, do you have anything else you want to ask me?
Yeah, there's one thing that I'm curious about. About a month ago, you messaged me and showed me a screenshot of Harold's conversation with Hebe on Instagram. Can you tell me why you did that?
Oh, I remember now. At that time, Hebe was still single and seemed interested in Harold. Harold was also excited about that, and I thought if they could be a good couple, it would be great.
But you knew that Harold has already engaged to someone else, right? I feel like you knew about it but didn't tell me. I just thought that Hebe and Harold could be a good couple, that's all.
Do you think would I do it okay?
I don't know if it's okay with that damn couple, but for me, you're right. That's just good enough.
Well, I can't help but think that Harold still loves Hebe.
Really? Why do you say that?
It's just the way he talks about her. Whenever she comes up in conversation, his eyes light up and he gets this big smile on his face. And he always seems to be interested in what she's doing.
I see.
I mean, the way he talks about her is different from the way he talks about anyone else. It's like he has a special connection with her.
That's interesting. But what about the fact that he's engaged to someone else now?
I know, it's complicated. But I can't shake the feeling that he still has feelings for Hebe.
Well, that's amazing. I should have paid more attention, shouldn't I? I don't want to cause any drama or make things awkward between us. I'm fed up.
It's a tough situation.
Yeah. LOL. All right, I understand now. Thank you again.
No problem, always ready to help you when you need it.
I don't know what to do since I feel used, unhappy, and like the previous 2 years have been a lie. I want to split up with Harold, but I'm also still perplexed about Liam and his intentions.